For things to change, you must change. For things to get better, you must get better. You can have more than you currently have because you can become more than you have become. And that is the whole beautiful scenario of the human condition and what's possible with humans, because we're different than animals, and alligators and spiders and whatever. Like, when winter comes, the geese can only fly south, right? They can just follow their instincts and fly south. And what if south doesn't look too good? Tough luck. They can only fly south. But humans aren't like geese that can only fly south. We have the capacity to grow, to change, to develop, to change our scenario of life, to go left, go right, go up, go down, do whatever we want with our lives. And that's the beautiful scenario of the human condition. When I first heard that phrase from my mentor Jim Rohn when I was 21 years old back in 2017, that flipped a switch in me. You see, I used to think the government was messed up, the country was messed up, taxes are messed up, the wages are messed up, they pay me too little at my job. My university is messed up. The whole system is messed up. Everybody's messed up. And then when I figured out that it wasn't all these things that were messed up, but it was my own personal philosophy that was messed up, my life exploded into change, and I have never been the same. Once I figured out that small little scenario that for things to change, you must change. For things to get better, you must get better. You can have more than you currently have because you can become more than you have become. That exploded my life into change, because I saw that it was possible, and it wasn't just under destiny, things that I can't control. It was in my hands. It wasn't in the hands of others. And so once I figured out that my life was in my own hands, my life exploded into change. So once I stopped blaming the government, the taxes, the wages, my job, my country, my parents, my school, my teachers, my university, once I stopped blaming everything out there and started blaming everything in here, my life exploded into change. I've never been the same. 5 years later, I became a self-made millionaire. Coming from a poor third world country, born to poor parents, my dad was a Domino's pizza delivery boy, my mom was a maid. I had no college degree, I had no opportunity. And when I met my teacher, Jim Rohn, when I was 21 years old, that phrase stuck with me, And once I broke that limiting belief that was limiting my life's potential to everything that I can't control, once I broke that I can't control what's out there, I can only control what's in here, and I started controlling what I could control, read the books, develop myself, change my philosophy, study courses, try different things, develop myself. I read hundreds and hundreds of books. Now I'm at where I'm at because I first changed my philosophy back there in 2017 when I heard that phrase. So I hope this phrase can do the same thing for you. You can't just get on your knees and hope and hope and hope something changes. That's how I used to be up until I met my teacher Jim Rohn at age 21. I would just hope and hope and hope that something would happen that would make my life change. But nobody's going to come knocking on your door and say, here's $1 million or here's an opportunity to change your life. Nobody's going to come doing that. You got to take matters into your own hand. You can't just wait for circumstances to get better. And I'm telling you, most people live their entire lives, and that's what's most crazy. Most people live their entire lives waiting for circumstances to get better. But let me ask you something. What would change in your life if the government got a little better? Not much. What if the taxes lowered a little bit? What would that change in your life? Not much. What if your negative relatives, suddenly became positive and started, rooting for you? What would that change in your life? Not much. What if you made a little bit more money? What would that change in your life? Not much. What if, the weather improves, there's not much traffic to go to work? What would change in your life? Not much. What if circumstances improved a little bit? What would that do for your life? I'm telling you, the answer is not much. And most people live their entire lives counting on this list that doesn't count for much. So now you might say, all right, Marcel, well, what do I count on then? You must count on yourself to change your own life. Take responsibility of your own life and the things that you need to do to change your life. For things to change, you must change. For things to get better, you must get better. You can have more than you have because you can become more than you have become. You need to change your philosophy. Start there. Start by changing your philosophy, changing your attitude towards life, right? Your attitude must be, if Marcel can do it, I can do it. If he can read it, I can read it. If he can think it, I can think it. And if he can get it done, I can get it done. If he can build businesses, I can build businesses. If he can change his philosophy, I can change my philosophy. That's the sort of attitude that you need to have towards life. So you need to, number one, take full accountability for everything in your life. Don't focus on things out there, focus on things in here. Number two, change your philosophy. That's the most important thing. Change your philosophy. Number three, change your attitude towards things. It's not the country that's messed up, and it's not the taxes that's messed up. It's not the wages that are messed up. It's not the people that are messed up. What's messed up is in here. It's in your own personal philosophy. And when you change that, everything will change for you. And start today. Don't wait till tomorrow, next week, next month. Start today, because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll start seeing results. And the results you get, I'm telling you, will make you feel so good. You'll never want to go back this personal development journey, just like I did starting at age 21 when I first met my teacher, Jim Rohn. 5 years later, I became a millionaire. And so once you start making these changes, once you start, reading the books, changing your philosophy, breaking limiting beliefs, everything starts changing for you and your whole life starts exploding into change. That is what is amazing about the human condition. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this makes sense for you, and I hope you can get some value out of this. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell, comment down below what you want to see next, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.